always looking for an alternative to chemicals. It's kind of our mantra as we're trying to look for environmentally benign alternatives to what people are doing today. Well, hi, I'm Jon Jackson with Global Neighbor. At Global Neighbor, we're developing directed energy floral control. And what we can do that no one else can is we can use light to control a plant's growth, both at the seed stage and when it's growing. So farmers have been dealing with weeds since they started to first cultivate plants. What they're doing today, of course, is they're using a lot of chemicals, to try to combat that. It's a good technique, but it's just that we have another technique that we're developing that can go in the toolbox and help them to control the weeds without resorting to ever and ever more chemicals that they're doing today. And quite honestly, my son came up with the approach. He was in high school and we were trying to develop weed control techniques that didn't use chemicals. He came up with an idea to use the light, and we tested it in our yard and it worked. Then after that, we got an SBIR from the Air Force, where we were able to develop the technology. And the Air Force was looking for a way to control plants without using chemicals. And so they actually put a solicitation out, said, directed energy floral control. And so when we saw that solicitation come out, we're like, man, we went and applied for it like right away. We're trying to figure it out. And I probably had 100 people from the area call me up and say, did you see this? Did you see this? Because it was really right at, the topic was written on what we were working on. Working with them has just been a godsend for us. The SBIRs are just a fantastic way to go. They have lots of them out there, constant amount of solicitations out. And, if you can fit into that topic, that's a great way to launch a business or to launch a new product with an existing business, which is what we did. I worked for big companies and small companies. And so I kind of have a breadth of experience both in startups and in big companies and also in different organizational functions. You have a much more expansive role in a small company or a startup. So no longer are you just going to be the head engineer or the lead of the team or a marketing guy. You're the janitor, you're doing the testing, you're doing the designing, you're negotiating with vendors. You have an expansive role. And that's one thing I think that helped me is that while I was at Spectrophysics, I was able to participate in many different aspects to the business. And that kind of suited me well for moving forward into this startup environment. So we're longtime Dayton residents. My wife and I moved here in 1987. We've been here since, and we love the area. It's a great place for bringing up kids. It's also a great place for a lot of support. There's a huge manufacturing base here where you can buy so much stuff within 50 miles of the spot. Just about everything I needed to build our prototype out here, it's all here. So it was a good place to start. Very supportive environment. The Entrepreneur Center, just a great group of people. They've been very supportive for us, and we've been progressing along and relying on them quite a bit. We're not Silicon Valley, right, where there's a lot of folks, but we have our own following. It's well known, and so it's been very, very helpful all around. What's next for us as a company is we're launching into agriculture. Back to when I was a kid, we were up on the farm, so now we're implementing a solution to help solve problems there. And I kind of have some tribal knowledge based on working out in the field myself and dealing with some of the same issues that they're dealing with today, only it's even worse today. I'm Jon Jackson, and I'm an entrepreneur.